What is this? I'm far away from my microphone. That won't do. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome back. Ha! There we go. That is correct. Welcome back. I have made the coffee. Wow, 8 minutes. Jesus, that was taking my time, eh? Okay, we're booting up. We're booting up the book. The book is being booted. I'm just gonna snap these a couple more times. It's fun. You should try it sometime. It might be really cool if this keyboard didn't have a numpad and everything on it, because as it stands, it's a little bit awkward to hold onto. Where is my my carriage? What did I just do? No, go back, go back. Ah, it's like to the bottom. There you go. Beautiful. Statements. We finished statements. We did it. We did the do. Finish the statement. Statement is essentially a code block, the main loop, stuff like that. You can have single line statements, but as we learned in previous sections of the book, having single line statements can be problematic for resolving statements that involve more than one variable, because statements are done arbitrarily. I don't want to sign in, thank you. I just want to. Can I set that as a setting? I don't want to sign in. Preferences. Whatever, it was freaking out. It just asked me to sign in, that's all. Sign into Adobe Acrobat Reader. It's an offline program. It doesn't have any online stuff that it needs to do. The switch statement. Oh, we're not done with statements yet. Kind of. But I'm gonna make I'm gonna make my own little dealer here, because the switch statement is something that very important, and I desire to understand in bigger detail. Okay, I wanted to prop this. I wanted to prop my phone up, but it wasn't gonna happen. In fact, can I use the phone the other way up? Ah, genius! I can just use the phone the other way up. So it's got like a little bit of a bigger blank area on one side, the bottom side, incidentally. So it's slightly easier to hold there. I hope it's that is some strong coffee. Wow. The battery seems to have been not hammered by the Half-Life Alex stint we did with it, which is good, because good gracious, could you imagine if I destroyed all these smartphones by using them as controllers? A switch statement provides a convenient way of selecting among a possibly large number of fixed alternatives. As one example, suppose we want to count how often each of the 5 vowels appears in a segment of text. Program logic is followed. Read every character in the input. Compare each character to a set of words. If the character matches one of the vowels, add 1 to that vowel's count. Display the result. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. I see how this works. All right. It's actually way easier than we thought. I'm gonna write this out. I'm gonna write the example. We'll write the example text in because it's a good example to have. Oh, I see. Whew, spicy. So what we've got is we've got an unsigned int. Thank you. That's much better. Unsigned int to take a tally of the score, counting the vowels A, E, I, O, and U. They're fairly well named: A, C, N, T, E, C, N, T, I, C, N, T, O, C, N, T, and U, C, N, T. Might. Oh, hello, Acrobat. Do you want to not freak out? Have you lost my page? It crashed. Acrobat Reader crashed. Thank you, Adobe. You make the stablest, most responsive software on the planet that definitely never crashes. It's strong coffee, but I like the flavor. I know you're not here in the chat, but I will answer your question here. Yes, vacuum. Before we go any further, just let me apologize for any background noise. It appears to be the summertime again, and everyone and their mums is mowing the lawn. So all I can hear is distant chainsaw sound. So yeah. What's that noise? So that's how you set up Switchy Boy. And that should be fine. And then outside the while loop, we just ooh, what's that? String literal a space, I think, would be appropriate, and then a CNT, and then end line, and then people screaming through the walls, and then E space string literal ECNT and all ICNT and all O space OCNT and all U string literal UCNT. I've stopped copying, like, at this point. I don't know if this is just to show you that it works. Right? Error. 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 It's not control escape. It is not. What's the end terminator? I forgot.
Help me. What's the end terminator? How do I input an end terminator? Control enter?
Alt enter? No, that's full screen. Alt escape? Whoops. I'll just look it up on my phone. Console terminator input. How do I terminate? Welcome to Terminator's documentation. Terminator 2, Terminator Smith cannot print Terminator Sanctum. Is it a null terminator? Using null terminator in scanf stack overflow null by pressing control. By pressing control. By pressing fuck off! Do not give a shit. Control at. The character code for at is usually 64, one less than that of A. Control A is a character code 1, one less is character code 0, aka null. If you get a 0 length input, you'd have to type the null byte as the first non-space character, and you would still need to hit return to enter the input. Your program would find it hard to reliably identify what else was entered after the null byte. Okay. So control at, apparently. I'm not gonna... Hello, are we? Oh, you didn't. You're not playing ball, are you? Is it control backspace, maybe? Control delete? Interesting. I don't find... Oh, hello. No symbols loaded, okay. Yeah, don't... Fuck off. Maybe if I do that, it'll... I want to continue. No, I don't. Oh. I want to continue, idiot. Bobby. Okay. Oh, there's some error here. Okay. So we could just have that as that. Okay. Could copy the little nugget of code that I highlighted, but no, okay. Yeah, that's one slight improvement. Is it the same on that keyboard? Yeah. Interesting. Control D. Okay, fuck you. Control Shift D. It's a capital D. Hmm? Control Z. Ah, hey, there we go. It's Control Z. Hey, and it works fine. There you go. Banana. Int. Yay! Where my coffee at? So this is useful for when you have a thing which will have known outputs or known stuff within it that you want to check, and it will check it. Did I? Oh, hello. Did I turned off capture cursor for some strange reason. Weird. This is a real hard cursor to show up on a tiny screen like that, but it is there now, finally, just about. Cool. So let's just save that and read. Evaluating the parenthesized expression that follows the keyword switch. Okay, so here we have switch char. The result of the expression is compared with the value associated with each case. The expression matches the value of a case label. Execution begins with the first statement following that label. Execution continues normally from that statement through the end of the switch or until a break statement. Okay. So that's pretty significant. So if we copy that entire glut of text there, and we just paste it wholemeal. 1 1 1. Oh no, 1. Just gonna put a 1 after all these so that they're different. And then we're going to take out the breaks. Well, we could probably just comment them out. But that would be too easy. Then we just do this, and this is going to do something real stupid. This is going to do something real stupid. Or I hope it's going to do something real stupid. It might not. It might actually not do something stupid. So F5. A, E, I, O, U. Control Z. A, E, I, O, U. Z. Z. Okay, that. Interesting. We'll comment the first one out for now. Yes, so that works fine. I don't know what it was. It was just skipping the input of the text. So. So it stacks cumulatively if you don't have a break. So this shows us that when we execute the first, or when we were executing the first series here, it would match the case to the character value. It would match the case to the character value. It would go to the case. Say it was A, the biggest one. This is going to be called the cascade, I guess. So it will go to A. It'll say, oh, CH is A, case is A. Oh, look, we got this. We're going to do this code plus A CNT. So it gets the int, the unsigned int A CNT equals 0. It adds 1 to it, so it's now 1, and then it breaks. So it goes to the end of this code block, right? And the break is very important because if we go back to the one that we just did, it's the same basic thing but with no breaks, and all the variables are named differently just so it would run at the same time, but it didn't run at the same time for some strange reason. The inputs were skipped. It was not being passed any input, which is a shame. Ooh, sour. This is a strange cup of coffee, I'll tell you that. Anyway, so I think I may have spelled that wrong, but we'll worry about my horrible spelling later. Right now we're going to look at the code. So in this exact example, we start with an A. We're just going to consider that one right now for now, so you can ignore the rest of it. And this code goes switch ch1. Oh, ch1, we've got that. It's an A. That is the first character that we're dealing with here. It finds case A, and it's like, oh, you got an A, great. Plus ACNT. So ACNT plus 1. There's no break, so it moves to the next code, which is plus ECNT1. So it will add 1 to all of the things below it until it hits a break. So that is a powerful thing. You can have a tiered execution system, or a cascading system for stuff that stacks onto things, which could be interesting. I'm sure you could use that for things like video game stuff springs to mind, like you know. Although I'm not sure. I had a really good idea in my head a second ago, And I'm going to blame the coffee for knocking it out of my head. Something to do with shields or things that tick up or tick down. And incrementally stack damage or charge in a place. You know, you could have tiers of damage or tiers of charge. So it would be like a tier 5, a big boy right here. You'd match it right away, and it would add five lots of charge in one go. Whereas if it was a tier 3, maybe it would only come down to here and then would execute from here. Or you could have partial stuff. You know, you could have nested execution. So if there were maybe different types of charge, maybe if there were 3 types of charge, and you match them per case, the type of the charge and the strength of the charge would have to be in some kind of either numeric code or character code, but you could do that. It wouldn't be too hard. And you put that in there, and you could have a break after the 5th tier of each thing, and then it would find the thing and it would go down to the end of its thing, and it would be great. And that's cool. That's pretty cool. Switch is nice. I like Switch. We'll look at break statements in detail on page 190, chapter 5.5.1. Break interrupts the current control flow. In this case, the break transfers control out of the switch. In this program, switches the statement of the body. While breaking out of the switch returns control to the enclosing while. Cool. Okay, so yeah, okay, so there's case label default, which will execute code if it does not match to any of the other cases in the switch. You could just have that there as like a backup, and you could like break. In fact, you know what? Before it tells us about defaults, let's just do a default. ++. Oh, no, of course. Default. Does it need to be case default? Expected an expression. Ooh. Expected a colon. Yeah, it's not a real int. What's this? Expected a semicolon. Yeah, of course. Don't you even worry about it, buddy. Default CNT equals 0. Space \n enter yes. Boom. Okay, so yeah, we'll have a break at the end of the vowels. So what we're expecting to have read out is default CNT is gonna equal 21, and then A is gonna equal 1, E is going to equal 2, I is going to equal 3, O is going to equal 4, and U is going to equal 5. I think. What I'm just going to type out the alphabet. Okay, real quick. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. L, please. M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Boom. Escape that. There you go. Up 24. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, I have 4 Qs. Okay. Oh, freaked me out there for a second there. So you see how when the case doesn't match the consonants in the alphabet, it goes to the default case, which adds 1 to the default count, and the default count we are using to keep track of the consonants in the alphabet. Beautiful, isn't it? Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. We still have the cascading additions to the the vowels, because I'm an asshole. I didn't change it back. It's just the way it's going to be, I'm afraid. So that's fine. It's beautiful. It's an error for any 2 case labels to have the same value. There's a special case level default, blah, blah, blah. Case labels must be integral constant expressions. So you can have integers. You can have characters. I think that's it. I guess you could have a null. Could you have a null case? I guess Visual Studio will tell us really quickly if we can have a case or not. Case null. Oh, yeah, I put the colon in the wrong place. That's fine. Yeah, so you can have a case null. So you wouldn't be able to have a case that was a variable unless that variable was a constant variable. So, yeah. Wait, because it's upside down, right? Yeah, so you can have a constant variable as a case. You can have a null as a case. You could have an int or a string literal or a character. I believe they're all integral types to C++. I think that's cool. I don't know what else you would want. It says here in the manual, case 3.14 error non-integer as case label. So you can't have a float value as a case variable. So a float value is not an integral type. However, it could be conceivable to check a float value if you typecast it to a string literal, and then you could compare it against the string literal of a float, right? Case 3.14. Ooh, no, you cannot. Why can you not? This constant expression has type constant char star instead of the required type int. Ooh, whoops. What about if I put you in singles? Oh, hello. That works, apparently. People are just screaming throughout the neighborhood these days. Very distracting when you're trying to learn this stuff. So what is that? That's not a string literal, because a string literal is double quotations. Is that a string, or is it a character literal? Or is it a text in single quotation marks, excellent slam. Text in single quotation marks C++. Single quotes versus double plus in C or C++. Use single quotes and double quotes in C++ program. This is just from Stack Overflow, and I'm sure there's... Fuck off! I'm trying to scroll down the page and it keeps clicking on the Microsoft Azure. Fuck you, Microsoft. Hey, everyone. Everyone who's watching this on a Microsoft PC, uninstall Microsoft right now. I'm talking right now. And install just a fucking Linux distro. I don't even give a shit anymore. Install Hackintosh. That's the biggest middle finger, really. That is the bad boy. Don't actually do it. Do not actually do it. Jesus. Oh my god. In C and C++, single quotes identify a single character, while double quotes create a string literal. A is a single character literal, while A is a string literal containing an A and a null terminator. That is a 2-char array. In C++, the type of the character literal is char, but note that in C, the type of a character literal is int. That is, size of A is 4 in an architecture, while int's a 32-bit and char bit is 8, while size of char is 1 everywhere. Okay. So this is a... This is a bad, right? Anybody watching this video in the future, can you please confirm that this is bad? That this is something that we should not be doing? I'm just going to take him out. I'm going to take him out of the equation. I think this is a bad. There we go. It didn't flag up as an error. And it returned the value. It said it was an int. So I don't think you can have a string literal then, maybe. Stringy boy. Breck. Stringy boy. The constant expression has type constant char star instead of the required type int. Okay. Right, okay. So, okay. Let me just... Okay. Okay, can I say okay again? C++ integral types. You will tell me the integral types. Char, short, int, and long are integral types. Fuck. Okay, so char, short, int, and long. They're the 4 integral types that we have, and 3 of those are numbers. So you can't have a string literal. You can have a char, but this is fucky. This, as far as I know, is being a bad. So I don't know why. I don't know why it's coming up as an int. Obviously, it's coming up as an int for a reason, but it's not a character literal. That should be obvious by the fact that it has more than one character, and the fact that it has a punctuation mark, and the fact that none of the characters in it are digits. I think it should be fine. Case, I just want to mess around with this for a while. 3. and then break whatever, and then case 3 break. That's fine, right? Int 3 char 3. That's fine. So in this case here, it's doing some weird shit. It's converting this from a char to an int. It's fucked up, all right. I wouldn't recommend doing it. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing that C++ or a compiler would have fun doing. That's it. So yeah, switches are great if you have specific things to pick out from a list of stuff, as we've seen, as we've just been doing. However, they're not good if you want to pick out types. If you want to pick out types and then assess those types separately, you should nest a switch in an if, maybe. So like if while cin char blah 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 blah, if you get digits in that data and you do not want digits, you should have an if and then is alpha is numeric, right? Right? Somebody back me up on this. That's correct. Anyway, we've been here for an hour, and I am almost out of coffee. Welcome to the Mouth stream. I'm just going to end it there because I think we are. Oh no, we've got a little bit. We got a little bit more to read. Flow control within a switch is important to execution of flows across case labels. After a case label is matched, execution starts at that label and continues across all remaining cases or until the program explicitly reinterrupts it. Avoid executing code for subsequent cases. You must explicitly tell the compiler to stop execution. Under most conditions, the last statement before the next case is break. Okay. However, and this is what we were talking about 20 minutes ago, in situations where the default switch behavior is exactly what is needed, each case label can have only a single value, but sometimes we have two or more values that share a common set of actions. In such instances, we omit a break statement, allowing the program to fall through multiple case labels. There you go. For example, we might want to count on the total number of vowels. Hey, there you go. There we go. Forgetting a break is a common source of bugs. Yeah. Remember your breaks, kids. Remember to take frequent breaks from the brain stuff. But also remember to do the brain stuff also frequently. You got to strike that exact perfect 50-50 balance. Oh, in other news, I want to tell you people, because I think you might appreciate it. I finally accessed the hidden power strip, and I've plugged in the LED drivers for my beautiful Kallax based display case, and yeah, the RGB. Did I say this yesterday? I think I did. The RGB lights are great, and the cables aren't in my way anymore, which is just so many pluses. I couldn't have even imagined that I would have so many pluses in my life right now. It's good. I'm happy about it. The next step is to make some sliding drawers for the Kallax that's underneath the Kallax with all the display stuff in it. Yeah, don't even try and consider how many storage I have. It's never enough. Okay, it's never enough. It would actually be a real cool idea. Because the Kallax is like, it's quite a deep shelving unit, but it's got a good dimension to the internals of the shelving, but the depth, the depth is enormous, and it becomes unwieldy to access things. Basically, if you have a lot of stuff on a Kallax, you get to a point where you have to basically move stuff from the front out to get stuff at the back, which is not what you want, which is why I'm seeking to make some drawer storage for the more ubiquitous mediums, disk discs, disc boxes, more like, etc. So I'm going to get some quote-unquote precision cut plywood. Apparently they have great reviews. I'm going to get some boards. I'm going to make some drawers. We're going to get some drawer sliders. I don't know if we're going to paint them. Sounds like a lot of work to paint them, but plywood is also ugly on its own. I was thinking about maybe stickers or something like that, but I don't have enough stickers to do, you know, enough drawers to fill a whole Kallax. That's mental. That's a lot of drawers. Anyway, cool. Would you mean what? All right, okay. So these are errors that we can't do. So it is illegal to jump from a place where a variable with an initializer is out of scope to a place where that variable is in scope. So you can't have a switch where you have implicitly initialized variables. Whoa! Huge slams. So if you are trying to initialize a variable within the switch cases, they are going to be in scope for the switch, so you can't do that. You can have non-implicitly initialized variables put in, but it's probably a bad idea. And if you need any variables, my MO is always just to put them at the top in the next bit out. But yeah, that's a no-no. Oh god. Oh god. Write a program using a series of if statements to count the number of vowels in text read from C in. How about get the fuck out of here? That's why we have the switch. That's why we did this. There's one problem with our vowel counting programs here, that it doesn't count capital letters as vowels. Write a program that counts both lower and uppercase letters as the appropriate vowel. That is, your program should count both A and A as part of ACNT and so forth. You know what? We're going to have to do this, aren't we? Just give me 2 seconds. Visual Studio, why did you do this to my beautiful formatting? You fuck. There's a reason it's all indented. There's a reason. I hate things stuck to the margin. I hate it. Even if it was just a visual thing inside this, like just like drag a margin in, that would be fantastic. But you cannot. Slams for years over here. So you're telling me that the previous code wouldn't have counted a capital letter? That's ridiculous. So... Oh, I hope I'm not doing bad stuff here. Uh-oh. I didn't put a colon. So basically, we're abusing the power of the switch to let's get rid of those spaces. They're ugly. We're abusing the power of the switch so that we have code run on. There is no code, as you can see, underneath the capital letter cases, so they progress directly onto their lowercase brethren, which has a break statement in it. Should be absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. So we're gonna use that. In fact, absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. So we got a mixture of uppercase and lowercase. We've got a mixture of letters and stuff. There we go. So it compiled, which is a good start. So we got 1, 2, 3 A's. We have 3 A's. We have 1 E. Okay. We have 2 I's. 2 I's. O. 2 O's. 1 O. 2 O. U. 1 2. There we go. Beautiful. It works perfectly. So yes. That's what they were talking about. Right. This is exactly the example that we're talking about. So instead of having a code block for each case, you have all the cases that use the same code block and then the code block. That makes a lot of sense. That's handy. I like that. Modify our val counting program to also counts the number of blank spaces, tabs, and new lines read. Fuck off. I don't really want to. It's just adding a case and then modify our vowel counting program so that it counts the number of occurrences of the following 2 character sequences: FF, FL, and FI. Each of the programs in the highlighted text on page 184 contains a common programming error. Identify and correct each error. So the pages on this document don't line up with the pages in the reference sheet, so we're going to skip that one anyway. So that's the end of today's stream. I hope you enjoyed. Are you pretty new to programming? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say I'm extremely new to programming. In fact, I've never programmed in my entire life. Today was the No, I'm just pulling your leg. I'm not new to programming, but I suck at programming, and I don't know a lot about programming. Basically anything. C was fun, and I did 8 of the 10-week course thing. I dropped out because I'm stupid and I got frustrated with the stuff. C++, I just started. What are we on? 23 weeks ago. There we go. I do 1 hour a week every week since like 23 weeks ago, and it helps. The book I'm using is the C++ Primer 5th edition. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it on eBay, you can get it on Kobo. I'm sure you can get it wherever you need to get it. but it's recommended to me by the friendly people on the internet, basically. Personally, I don't think 1 hour a week is enough, but okay. All right, come at me, bro. I've got other things to do. You know. if you want to pay me to learn C++, I'm all for it. Don't worry. But yeah, I've done my hour this week. You see, the problem is, and this is a real brain turner. Most people on YouTube come to actually watch this stuff, which I find mind numbing. Not in a bad way. Like, I feel like there are better people to watch if you wanted to learn C++ than me. But at the same time, people on Twitch do not want to see this pretty much at all. They want to see people get exploded into giblets, which is, a thing. So I don't really record. I sets people up to think. It does set people up to think, yes. C++ is madness. Yeah. But yeah, I try and strike a balance on the Twitch between bloody, gory, graphic violence and basically an inanimate grey page, which it's not really interesting to look at. Maybe I should do something about that. Maybe I should do a little overlay thing that I can... So at least my code looks kind of interesting. Maybe it'd be too distracting. Maybe it would increase the file size, because the file sizes for this is... Ooh, I love the file sizes on this video stream, because it's basically just... Well, thank you for the follow, Atri, with 3 E's. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we do this every Monday. Later today, I'll be doing music production, quote-unquote music, quote-unquote production. I'll be playing a video game called Music, and I'll be trying to make a title song, basically, to the video game that I'm making. With 2 E's, the one with 2 E's was taken. So normally on Mondays I do C++ in the early afternoon, quote unquote. It's like almost 5 o'clock, so I've messed that up. And then we do Unreal in the late afternoon. But I'm doing a song for the Unreal game that I'm making. And it's taken far longer than I thought it was going to take. So if you want to hear real cringy electronic music made today on technology from 25 years ago, feel free to tune into that. And if you want to game dev, yes, game dev. Every Monday is Science Technology Day. We don't do fun stuff on Mondays. No video games. Only video game making and learning. Tuesdays we do video games. Sundays we do video games. Mondays is like a big serious day. I don't know why. But it's nice. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm just dragging through game. Depends on what people think is fun. So there's a clip called Eureka Moment where I spent an hour trying to figure out why my respawn function in Unreal didn't work, and it was literally because I hadn't bound it to respawn. And yeah, that's not fun. That is not what I thought was fun. Yeah. But yeah, welcome to the channel. I hope you have fun, We're picking a new game actually for Tuesdays. As what programming is about. Yep. Chasing bugs which are looking directly at you in the eyes. Scary. They know you're there, but you don't know they're there. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the channel while you're here. And, if you ever get sick of me, there's plenty of other good people out there. Better than me, for sure. And yeah, I'm going to sign out now, though. So, you have yourself a fun day. And yeah, so if you came to watch the live video, thanks for coming to watch the live video. If you came to watch the video on demand, thank you for watching the video on demand. See you later, Atri. Thanks again for the follow. And I will see you, as always, in the next episode.